Hello everyone, welcome back to Ansarkari. Today we will be covering the newspaper for 2nd of February 2025. An important आज हम बजट के बारे में डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल फिस्कल डेफिसिट टारगेट फॉर फाइनेंशियल ईयर 26 is 4.4%. 50.6 लाख करोड़ रुपीस was the budget size जिसमें इंक्रीज देखा हमने. एंड ऑल्सो ग्रॉस टैक्स रेवेन्यू जो कि 42.7 लाख करोड़ रुपीस हमने देखा. दैट वाज ऑल्सो इंक्रीज बाय 10%. Then why finance minister throws a party for the Aam Aadmi? So basically, the budget is providing relief to the middle class while also maintaining the fiscal prudence. 1 lakh crore rupees will be allocated to the for the benefit of the middle class. Tax benefits के ऊपर focus किया जाएगा. Debt to GDP ratio is also expected to decline. And साथ ही साथ एक force multiplier term भी mention किया गया in the budget, which was termed by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, and it indicated that it is expected that it will be impacting the savings, investment, the consumption pattern and the growth also. फिस्कल डेफिसिट टारगेट की भी बात करते हैं तो अपकमिंग ईयर के लिए 5.1% ऑफ द जीडीपी टारगेट है. एंड गवर्नमेंट इज ऑल्सो एमिंग टू ब्रिंग द डेट टू जीडीपी रेशियो टू 50% इन द मीडियम टर्म. फिस्कल डेफिसिट के ट्रेंड्स भी हम यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं, जैसे कि फाइनेंशियल ईयर 12 में 5% था. 25 में जो कि करंट ईयर भी है दैट इज 5.8%. एंड 26 के लिए हमारा टारगेट है और 5.1%. बिग आइडियाज हैं डिफरेंट चीजों के लिए, जैसे कि नील टैक्स स्लैब रेज किया गया शार्पली अप टू 12 lakhs ऑफ सैलरी, नई लिमिट लेके आई गई. देन इन्वेस्टर्स के लिए कंजम्पशन बेस्ड सेक्टर जैसे एफएमसीजी, ऑटोमोबाइल, एविएशन, होटल्स, वहां पे कंजम्पशन में बिग बूस्ट देखा जाएगा. स्टार्टअप्स के लिए कैसे बेनिफिट किया जा सकता है टिल 2030, हायर क्रेडिट गारंटी प्रोवाइड की जाएगी फॉर द स्टार्टअप्स एंड फॉर द एमएसएमईज. रूरल इंडिया के लिए हमने दो इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें देखी. एक स्कीम दैट इज पीएम धन्य कृषि योजना दैट विल बी कवरिंग 100 districts which are having low productivity in agriculture. Then also 5 lakh higher credit limit will also be provided under the already existing Kisan credit card. इकोनॉमी से रिलेटेड अर्बनाइजेशन को फोकस किया गया. अर्बन चैलेंज फंड को 1 लाख करोड़ रुपीज एलोकेट किए गए. देन ऑल्सो न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी के ऊपर भी फोकस किया गया. 2047 तक जो हमारा टारगेट है ऑफ 100 GW ऑफ न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी कैपेसिटी, उसके ऊपर भी बात की गई, जिसके बारे में हम देखेंगे भी. एंड स्वामी फंड 2.0 भी लेके आया गया ताकि कंटिन्यूएशन हम बेसिकली देख रहे हैं टू बूस्ट दी अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग. एंड ऑल्सो मेडिकल कॉलेजेस, मेडिकल एजुकेशन के ऊपर भी हमने सीट्स को इंक्रीज किया है. सो ये सारे हम बोल सकते हैं कि बिग आइडियाज हैं. कंज्यूमर के एस्पेक्ट में वी आर ऑल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट कैंसर ड्रग्स, स्मार्टफोन्स, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट मोटरसाइकिल्स. So committees also to review the norms and the compliances for ease of compliance burden. There is also plan to reduce debt to GDP ratio to 50%, and MSME sector is also in the focus, and increase benefit and tax support for the small businesses is also one thing that we are focusing upon. Then electronics and EV manufacturing, smartphones, motorcycle and EVs, they are said to become cheaper due to the reduce in the import duties of the components. India is also pushing for local manufacturing of the electric vehicles. We are also focusing on the lithium ion batteries, and we will be continuing with the tax reductions. So government, it aims to reduce the reliance on the imports while it is making electronic goods more and more affordable. So we are also talking about CBU, that is completely built units. So import duty will also be reduced from 50% to 40% for the motorcycles. तो हम देख सकते हैं कि ऑटोमोबाइल सेक्टर को भी फायदा होने वाला है. Smartphones के केस में भी 5% of the basic custom duty will be removed on the key components. For example, printed circuit board assembly for the camera modules, for connectors, for USB cables. So import duty will be removed on the capital goods which are used for lithium ion battery production. Lithium ion battery production, lithium ion batteries that account for 30 to 50% of the EV cost. So that is why it becomes important, and the import duty on the specific EV battery components that will be also removed to boost and to support the local manufacturing. So expert opinion भी हमने देखा that this budget is a game changer, and the tax relief for the middle class specifically, it means more disposable income and it will be driving the consumption pattern also. Then someone also stated that this budget is a bold and forward-looking plan, which is placing the middle class at its core, and it is also ensuring sustainable growth. Then key announcements were also regarding minor additional aspects. For example, synthetic flavors will be getting cheaper. India will also trying to become and moving forward to become a toy hub. Government has also announced further push to the domestic toy manufacturing. Import dependence will be reduced, and we are focusing upon the on promoting local toy businesses. We are also pushing for a nutrition plan that is under PM Poshan midday meal scheme. 3,000 crore rupees were allocated, and it is aiming to improve the nutrition in the children for approximately 80 million students. Then rural and urban consumption trends is also what we are looking at. जो gap है, it is narrowing as the rural spending is recovering. FMCG, that is fast moving consumer goods, the sales in the rural areas are also increasing. Their impact in the rural area is increasing. The real rural wage, it continues to contract, which is directly impacting the consumption trends also. एफएमजी सेल्स की ग्रोथ के बारे में हमने बात भी की थी, यानी यहाँ पे हम देख भी सकते हैं कि ईयर वाइज वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ परसेंटेज के अकॉर्डिंग रूरल एरियाज के अंदर हमने कंजम्पशन पैटर्न्स के साथ साथ चेंजेस देखे हैं. जैसे कि मार्च 2022 के अंदर हम देख रहे हैं 5.7%, देन जुलाई टू सितंबर 2022 के बीच में हम देख रहे हैं 2.8%. सो ये दिखाता है कि जो रियल इनकम है, while it is contracting, it is also impacting the consumption trends. Then we are focusing upon Udan scheme for boosting the tourism sector also. So we are promoting for easier visa policies to attract foreign tourists. We are also promoting homestays, which will be a blend of improving the income for the locals and also focusing upon sustainability of the ecology. We will be expanding the Udan scheme to enhance the regional connectivity. State partnership किए जाएंगे for tourism development. We will be boosting airport infrastructure. We will be improving the funding for underdeveloped tourist locations. As of now, more than 600 routes are already open under the Udan scheme. We are providing connectivity via 88 airports. The latest announcement जो है, it will be benefiting for states like Meghalaya, Mizoram, जो कि heavily dependent है also on the tourism. So India का domestic air passenger traffic is also projected to reach 350 million by 2029. So government funding was also increased for the new airports development, that was of 5,544 crore rupees. As already stated, we are also focusing upon the health security, cancer treatment, will also be getting cheaper. The custom duty exemption will be implemented on the cancer drugs ताकि उनका cost reduce किया जा सके. Cancer treatment equipments will also be receiving duty relief and जिसकी वजह से उनकी accessibility increase हो पाएगी. And we will be also encouraging domestic production of essential medical equipments. So government is pushing for cheaper treatments of cancer under the public health assistance programs, and we will be focusing on bulk drugs which will be required to manufacture the medicines which are essential. So it is a stage which is set for long term growth. Budget is aligning with the long term economic growth. We are focusing upon public and private partnership to sustain the investments. We are also focusing upon health sector, tourism sector, digital infrastructure, and also boosting the MSME sector. So it is a significant step in balancing the public and private partnership while also maintaining the economic stability. Then a special window for affordable and mid-income housing fund is also to be set up. We are also expanding the seats for the medical college. So we are improving the medical education, which will also help us in improving the doctor to patient ratio. So budget is also focusing on the middle class relief through income tax cuts and higher disposable income. Goal is to boost the private consumption, which accounts 60% of the India's GDP. So inflation and stagnant wages, they can become a hurdle and they can impact these tax relief measures. Urban consumption की भी बात करते हैं तो it has been weak in the recent quarters due to inflation and lower wage growth. And if we talk about rural demand, then it has improved and now it is also making up 1/3 of the total FMCG sales. So income tax cuts, they will be aiming to put 1 lakh crore back into the hands of the consumers. And urban market recovery is the key point which we are focusing upon. Inflationary pressure on the commodity prices, it might also neutralize the tax savings. FMCG, then also durable goods, they have surged nearly by 3%. So market optimism भी हमें ये showcase करता है. So expert opinion also states that tax savings, it should benefit the consumption, but inflation is still a concern for people. Specifically for the middle class families, tax benefits and fiscal consolidation, it can enhance the sentiment of the household and it can also help us in driving the demand. Jewelry is also expected to get cheaper because we are reducing the custom duty on the jewelry and the different parts from 25% to 20%. We are also focusing upon the textile sector. Knitted fabric is also to become costlier because यहाँ पे नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट कहीं ना कहीं है क्योंकि जो इम्पोर्ट ड्यूटी है इट हैज सर्टेन ऑन दी सर्टेन निटेड फैब्रिक्स इट हैज आल्सो इंक्रीज. तो क्लोथिंग प्राइसेस के अंदर भी हमें चेंजेस देखने को मिलेंगे. लर्निंग कर्व को कैसे हम बेटर कर रहे हैं तो एजुकेशन ऑल्सो बिकम्स एन इम्पॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट ऑफ ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट. So we are also increasing the intake capacity in the IITs, in the medical colleges, in the government schools. Then we are focusing upon STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And we are also expanding the facilities of the existing IITs, and we are also looking forward for new branches of IIT. So 5 new IITs were established after 2014, and they will be getting additional infrastructure. 50,000 additional seats in the government schools were also added through Atal Tinkering Labs. And AI based research initiative को कैसे हम curriculum के साथ inculcate कर सकते हैं. So AI and machine learning will also be inculcated in the curriculum itself. New 4,500 seats in the healthcare education initiatives is also very important for making future doctors. So budget is focusing upon medical seats. It is aligning with the WHO standards of one doctor per 1000 people by 2030, जो एक गाइडलाइन WHO देता है डॉक्टर टू पेशेंट रेशियो के लिए। ब्रॉडबैंड कनेक्टिविटी के ऊपर भी हम फोकस कर रहे हैं, जैसे कि भारत नेट, जो कि इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करेगा इन ब्रिजिंग द रूरल एंड अर्बन एजुकेशन डिवाइड। So we are focusing upon middle class relief through tax cuts, but inflation remains a concern. We are focusing upon education sector, which will be seeing expansion. We are also focusing on AI and ML's integration in the curriculum. We are focusing upon broadband expansion, and also we will be seeing a shift towards more green energy investments in the automobile industry. Then we have also restructured the income tax slabs under the new tax regime, which will also result in annual saving of 80,000 to 1.10 lakh rupees. Under the new regime, an individual who is earning 12 lakh, he or she will be saving 80,000 in taxes, and those earning 18 lakhs, they will be benefiting from 1 lakh rupees in the tax savings, and जिनकी earning 24 lakhs या फिर above है, they will be seeing a saving of 1.10 lakh rupees. So ये भी highlight करता है कि long awaited था ये revision on the tax slabs, which is basically in response to the inflation and the demand by the taxpayers. साथ ही साथ टैक्स डिडक्टेड एट द सोर्स के अंदर भी रिलीफ देखा जाएगा फॉर द सीनियर सिटीजन्स, which is increased to 1 lakh rupees for the interest income. And for all the other taxpayers, the tax deducted at the source threshold, it remains at 50,000 rupees. Then also, NPS Vatsalya account for the children are also exempted from tax under the section 80C. We are encouraging long-term savings for children, which will be contributing to their future and to their education. Withdrawal from National Savings Scheme will also be exempted from the tax. So greater flexibility and accessible retirement savings भी हम provide कर पाएंगे. Then tax benefits will also be introduced for the employees who are posted overseas. Then we are also focusing upon the income tax relief. The government is aiming to stimulate the economy by reducing the tax burden. There is a shift we can see basically towards a more simple, a low tax regime, which is expected to boost the disposable income, and it will be impacting the consumption pattern also. So fiscal discipline will be maintained through higher compliance and revenue collection. And expert opinion also says that the new tax regime, it aligns with India's economic ambition, where we are balancing growth alongside with fiscal prudence. Then we are also seeing big incentive for the property owners regarding simplification of tax deducted at source rules for them. Foreign study. So education का एक और aspect है ये. It will be made less tedious on tax collected at source relief. So tax collected at source rules, they are basically relaxed they will be relaxed for the education related remittances, and TCS will now apply only when the payment are not made via an educational loan. So fiscal burden financial burden जो students के ऊपर भी होता है, वो ease होगा, parents के ऊपर ease होगा who are sending the money abroad. And basically जो remittances हैं that are made through an educational loan, they will not attract TCS. So it is basically encouraging formal banking channels for the foreign education funding also. The tax burden on the middle class families will also be reduced for sending the children abroad and for focusing upon their studies. Then कुछ check marks हैं, जैसे कि Central KYC Registry, Know Your Customer, Compliance को streamline करने की बात हो रही है. To make the financial transactions more efficient and more faster, smoother verification हो पाए. Rationalization of transfer pricing, simplify कैसे किया जाए pricing regulation को for the intercompany transactions, so international operations and benefits को benefit करेगा. Sovereign wealth funds, so government continues tax exemptions for the sovereign wealth funds for focusing on investing in the infrastructure sector. Compliance cut for the charitable trust, so tax filing norms will also be easier, will be made easier for the charities. It will be encouraging more donation and more social sector funding. Also, the taxpayers will have now more time to update their tax filing, income tax fillings. It is also aiming to reduce penalties. It is also increasing the voluntary compliance. So 9 million taxpayers, they voluntarily updated their income by paying additional taxes. ये एक फैक्ट है यहाँ पे. एंड साथ ही साथ 30,000 cases were also resolved under the विवाद से विश्वास scheme to settle the disputes related to tax. So the budget, we can see it balances the social aspect also, social welfare aspect with the economic growth. As we can say, as we can see from the expert take and from the expert opinion that the infrastructural spending, fiscal discipline, they will be driving long-term growth, but political stability and the economic reforms, they both must be aligned and they must go hand in hand. So we can see that government balances politics with the economic pragmatism in the budget. Major tax incentives are there for the middle class, for the property owners. Also, we are focusing upon foreign education remittances who are exempted from TCS. Then we are also simplifying the tax compliance through central KYC. We are focusing on transfer pricing reforms, and then we are basically moving towards a more structured approach. Then 100% तक बढ़ा दिया गया है FDI लिमिट को फॉर द इंश्योरेंस सेक्टर ऑल्सो. दैट विल बी अ मेजर benefit for the healthcare sector. Disinvestment and asset monetization target for financial year 26 is 47,000 crore rupees. Stock market also remains flat. So Gift City, it gets further boost with slew of steps. So government has announced measures to boost the foreign investment. It is focusing upon more job creations and offshore financial services. Regulatory relaxation will also be provided, and it is aiming to make the Gift City globally more competitive. So government plans to extend the relocation benefits to exchange traded funds, ETFs. New tax incentives for the offshore funds will also be set up for investing in the Gift City. So more streamlining of the rules will be done for the global investors to set up operations in India's financial hub, and it will be enhancing India's position as a global financial service providing hub, and more foreign direct investment is also expected in the Gift City now. Then government set to borrow 14.82 lakh crore rupees in financial year 26. It aims to finance the infrastructure and the welfare programs. And जो bond yields हैं they remain stable, जो कि market confidence भी दिखाती हैं in the borrowing plan, and the fiscal deficit targets also remains within the expected limit, that is 5.1%. So we are seeing that markets have grown faster than the GDP in recent years. Retail investor participation in the SIPs, that is systematic investment plans, it also increased. So tailored to drive consumption and long-term growth is what the expert take is on this. Tax cuts, they are aiming to boost the middle class spending. We are focusing on balancing the immediate consumption with long-term economic stability. And fixed income investments, they remain attractive due to stable returns. So the budget is addressing key concerns by also boosting the consumption while also maintaining the fiscal discipline. We are focusing on Gift City to attract more foreign investors. We are looking forward towards regulatory changes. Government borrowing, it remains within the fiscal targets, and retail investors are also increasing. Then, in the digital aspect, startups will be getting fresh 10,000 crore rupees under the Startup India initiative. We are focusing on the startup ecosystem, which has been seeing a capital crunch. So this move is basically on the right time, we can say. 9,000 crore rupees is already disbursed under the previous schemes, and credit support, it aims to mitigate the risks for the startups which are on the early stage. So maximum loan amount eligible for the credit guarantee is also increased to 20 crore rupees for the startups. So credit guarantee scheme for the startups is basically expanded here, and tax benefit भी उनको provide किया जाएगा, जो कि ease of doing business के same lines पे है for the startup also. And fund of funds for the deep tech. So 20,000 crore rupees investment fund is also proposed for the deep tech startups. We are also encouraging the private sector led research and development and innovation initiatives. It grew, deep tech funding की अगर बात करते हैं तो it grew from $148 million in 2020 to $812 million in 2022. Budgeted target for 2023, it was $677 million. We are focusing upon basically 3 to 4 key areas, that includes artificial intelligence, then quantum computing and robotics. So deep tech funding has grown at 3x basically. It will be boosting India's capability in next generation technologies. We will also be setting up a center of excellence for AI education, जो कि करिकुलम के साथ भी हम उसको जोड़ने वाले हैं. We are also encouraging the partnership and collaboration between the academic aspect, between the startups, and also between the corporate sector. So it will be boosting India's capability in next generation technologies. Then additional announcements में हम देख सकते हैं gig workers will also be getting ID cards. So 10 million gig workers, they will be receiving digital ID cards. National framework बनाया जाएगा, that is global capability centers को guide करने के लिए. We will be ensuring standardization and better integration with the global industries. Funds for RuPay and UPI. फिनटेक फर्म्स को भी हम इनकरेज कर रहे हैं। Then allocation was also increased, 48% hike for Ministry of Electronics and IT. It was increased to 21,493 crore rupees. We are focusing upon cyber security, AI development, robotics, and also semiconductor manufacturing. यूपीआई ट्रांजैक्शंस भी हम देखते हैं कि सर्ज हुआ है सिग्निफिकेंटली। 2022 में हमने देखा 38 बिलियन ट्रांजैक्शंस वर मेड फ्रॉम यूपीआई। Private sector AI investment also in India was $1.2 billion. India requires 1.25 to 1.35 million skilled AI professionals by 2027. That is why we are also focusing upon integrating the AI technology in the curriculum. So we are promoting a skilled workforce from the school level only. And it is expected that AI investment will also be reaching $22 billion by 2027. So ये कुछ important facts हो गए. Alternate investment funds will also be classified under the capital asset. So taxation on the gains from AIF will be ensured. And previously they were subject to inconsistent tax treatment. So उसके ऊपर focus किया गया है. So budget is basically making sure to move towards uniformity and predictability in taxation, and it is encouraging more investors into a structured system of investment. So expert take also states that the budget it focuses on the startups, on AI, on integrating it with the education perspective, and we are ensuring that India continues to lead in the tech innovation. We will also be seeing an indigenous AI model in 8 to 10 months, just like in the case we are seeing for China of DeepSeek and for US OpenAI. So startups in these fields will be receiving more funding and more incentives. Government is prioritizing on these emerging technologies here. From the aspect of tax, Trump card, so import tariffs, they are capped at 70%. To counter the potential trade threats from the US and WTO restrictions, 7 more tariff slabs were introduced for high import duty, while high import duties they remain on the key products. So simplify किया गया basically slabs को भी 5%, 10%, 15%, 25, 35, 50 and 70%. 60% of the tariff lines, they will see no duty changes. 40% will be also adjusted. So import duty जो critical minerals के ऊपर है, they are eliminated to boost the domestic manufacturing. High tariff जो है अभी भी retained है on the consumer goods जैसे कि textile, electronics, auto components. So India aims to reduce its dependency on the imported products to counter the high US tariff which will be imposed under the Trump tariff policies. And we are also promoting domestic manufacturing. Corporate tax revenue is projected to grow. Tax to GDP ratio also shows improvement. So direct tax collections, they are expected to rise by 25 lakh crore rupees in financial year 26. टैक्स टू जीडीपी रेशियो का हम यहाँ पे ट्रेंड भी अगर देखें तो फाइनेंशियल ईयर 19 में इट वाज 11.2%, फाइनेंशियल ईयर 24 में हमने देखा इट वाज 12%. प्रोजेक्ट प्रोजेक्टेड ग्रोथ जो है फॉर द कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स इट इज 7.6%. Then also new transfer pricing rules. They will be simplifying the compliance for MNCs, the multinational companies. It will be helping to reduce the litigation in the tax disputes. And कैसे more transparent cross border cooperation taxation हम promote कर सकते हैं. तो फॉरेस्ट फॉरेन इन्वेस्टमेंट्स को भी ये encourage करेगा for India. And it is a dream budget for the middle class. Why we say so? क्योंकि हायर डिस्पोजेबल इनकम के ऊपर फोकस किया गया है. इट विल बी बूस्टिंग द कंजम्पशन. मिडिल क्लास टैक्स रिलीफ प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा बाय रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग. सो बजट इंश्योर्स द मिडिल क्लास हैज मोर डिस्पोजेबल इनकम. सो इसकी हम बात कर ही चुके हैं. देन फ्रॉम द रूरल सेक्टर, सो रूरल स्पेंडिंग allocation for the rural development, it has increased to 2.67 lakh crore rupees. Spending on the Manrega in financial year 26, it is also set at 89,000 crore rupees. PM Awas Yojana will also be receiving 54,800 से भी ज्यादा crore rupees for the rural housing aspect. So rural infrastructural projects, वहां पे हम शॉर्टफॉल फेस कर रहे थे फॉर फंडिंग्स विच वाज इम्पैक्टिंग द रूरल एम्प्लॉयमेंट. जैसे मनरेगा के केस में भी हमने देखा जो बेसिक एम्यूनिटीज हम प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं एंड जो ग्रोथ हम देखते हैं. तो स्लो रूरल स्पेंडिंग जो है इट विल ऑल्सो बी अफेक्टिंग द इनकम ग्रोथ एंड द कंजम्पशन इन द विलेजेस. सो डिलेड फंड डिसबर्समेंट is also impacting the rural job creation. And basically estimates को रिवाइज किया गया and they showcased under utilization of funds also among the various schemes. साथ ही साथ स्पेंडिंग डिलेस की वजह से बॉटल नेक क्रिएट हो जाते हैं. एंड स्पेंडिंग डिलेस का एक मेन रीजन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कंस्ट्रेंट भी था. पीएम धन धन्य कृषि योजना के अंडर हम सपोर्ट भी लॉन्च कर रहे हैं फॉर 100 लो प्रोडक्टिविटी डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स. मोर फाइनेंसिंग ऑप्शंस विल बी प्रोवाइडेड फॉर. देन इन द पीएम धन धन्य कृषि योजना we are supporting 100 low productivity districts. More financing options for the rural entrepreneurs and the farmers will be provided. We will be focusing upon job creation in the rural India. So gig workers, they will also be formally recognized and ID cards उनको provide किए जाएंगे. Social security benefit provide किया जाएगा. More access to the farm credit and MSME loans will be provided. प्लांटिंग सीड्स फॉर द प्रोग्रेस हॉर्टिकल्चर डेवलपमेंट के ऊपर हम फोकस करने वाले हैं. सप्लाई चेन एफिशिएंसी फॉर द वेजिटेबल एंड फ्रूट्स. फ्रेमवर्क फॉर द फिशरीज आल्सो फॉर प्रमोटिंग सस्टेनेबल harnessing of the fisheries sector. Exclusive economic zones and high seas, they will be focusing on Andaman Nicobar regions, Lakshadweep Islands, and they will be helping the country to tap into marine resources. Tur Urad Masoor, the 6-year mission will also be targeting for self-reliance in pulses. Mission for cotton varieties. So 5-year mission will also be there to support the cotton farmers for advanced science for boosting the productivity and sustainability. साथ ही साथ steady supply for the textile sector भी maintain करना. It will be focusing on new varieties for the cotton seeds ताकि yield को improve कर पाए हम. रूरल स्पेंडिंग की भी बात करते हैं तो फार्म सेक्टर जो है उनका ग्रोथ इट रिमेन स्टेबल वाइल लोअर रूरल स्पेंडिंग हमने देखा. सो रूरल स्पेंडिंग एज परसेंटेज ऑफ जीडीपी एलोकेशन जो किया गया इन द फाइनेंशियल ईयर 23 इट वाज 4.1%. इन फाइनेंशियल ईयर 24 it is overall 3.9%. Agriculture credit growth was also 21 credits which were dispersed. So 21 lakh crore rupees. Hmm. सो जो टैक्स रिलीफ प्रोवाइड किया जा रहा है फॉर द मिडिल क्लास फैमिलीज, is it a boon for the middle class families? So tax relief in the budget, it basically provides more disposable income to the middle class families, जिसकी वजह से जो मिडिल क्लास स्पेंडिंग है इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू बूस्ट, एंड जो डिमांड है अक्रॉस डिफरेंट सेक्टर्स इट विल आल्सो बी बूस्टिंग. So that is why it becomes important. India is also planning on expanding the logistics sector. We are also focusing upon the logistics sector, e-commerce delivery services, which India Post also plans to expand. So India Post, it has handled over 73 crore e-commerce parcels in 20 financial year 24. So it also highlights कि एक efficient rural areas के अंदर भी हम digital banking services को expand करने वाले हैं. We will be creating new logistical hubs for the major cities and even in the rural areas. It will be promoting rural entrepreneurship. It will be promoting the MSME participation in the online aspect also. So debt to GDP ratio हमने already बात भी की. We are targeting to reduce it from current 60% to 50% by financial year 31. Fiscal deficit target for financial year 26, it is also set at 4.4%. And revenue mobilization and non-tax revenue, it is also expected to help the fiscal consolidation. Fiscal deficit is estimated to shrink over the next 5 years. And जितना lower fiscal deficit होगा उतना ही it will be helping to stabilize the inflation and the borrowing costs. So debt reduction में भी strengthen करेगा इंडिया के economic resilience को. Then we are also focusing upon the basic amenities जैसे जल जीवन mission. It is also extended till 2028 and it has been allocated 67,000 crore rupees in the budget. Then Ministry of Home Affairs, that will be impacting the central police forces जैसे कि CRPF, BSF, then CISF, उनके लिए भी allocated किया गया 2.33 lakh crore rupees. Then we are focusing upon the MSME sector. Double in the investment and the turnover threshold for the MSME. क्रेडिट गारंटी कवर भी दिया जाएगा फॉर दी एमएसएमई, जो कि इंक्रीज किया गया है फ्रॉम 5 करोड़ टू 10 करोड़ रुपीज. एंड हमने ऑलरेडी बात भी की थी अर्बन चैलेंज फंड की, उसको भी इंट्रोड्यूस किया जाएगा फॉर द सिटीज टू प्रमोट एंड मेक द सिटीज अ ग्रोथ हब. So 1 lakh crore urban challenge fund becomes important. Leather, textile, toy industries के लिए incentive schemes and targeted schemes will be introduced. Private sector investment is also being encouraged in the MSME, जो कि new incentives के साथ rise होगा. So entrepreneurship and the employment in the MSME sector, इसके ऊपर हम improve करने की बात करें basically. Subsidized loans and grants for the first time entrepreneurs will also be provided. Credit boost for the micro businesses जैसे कि स्पेशल क्रेडिट कार्ड स्कीम इंट्रोड्यूस की गई है फॉर द एमएसएमई सेक्टर. फूड फॉर थॉट, न्यू एग्रीटेक फाइनेंसिंग स्कीम्स भी लेके आई जाएंगी फॉर द फूड प्रोसेसिंग सेक्टर. सो डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स हम देख सकते हैं. इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी, so electricity distribution transmission private participation will also be getting a boost. We will be seeing expansion of the nuclear power capacity in India. To 20,000 crore rupees has been allocated to the nuclear energy research and development. We are focusing upon a goal of 100 gigawatts of nuclear energy capacity by 2047, जिसके अंदर important acts भी important हो जाती हैं जैसे कि Atomic Energy Act, Civil Liability for Nuclear Damage Act. स्मॉल मॉड्यूलर रिएक्टर्स के ऊपर भी फोकस किया जाएगा जिसके लिए आउटले भी किया गया. And it has been targeted that at least 5 indigenously developed SMRs will also be operationalized by 2033. So we are promoting clean energy adoption. We are focusing upon energy सिक्योरिटी. भारत स्मॉल रिएक्टर्स के ऊपर भी हम फोकस कर रहे हैं एंड इन द रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द भारत स्मॉल मॉड्यूलर रिएक्टर्स एंड न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी कैसे एफिशिएंटली डिप्लॉय कर सकते हैं फॉर द न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी, कैपेसिटी इंक्रीज कर सकते हैं अक्रॉस द स्टेट्स. So we are accelerating the domestic growth and we are also accelerating the infrastructure. From national to global manufacturing hub बनने की भी बात करें, we are also promoting even more the Make in India program. Policy support provide किया जाएगा. China plus strategy के लिए important है. And the share of manufacturing sector so हम बोल सकते हैं जो rationalization है of the economic costs of day-to-day life of the people. It is also bringing a systematic efficiencies in the which is highlighted in the budget also. So GDP stagnation के अंदर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर का भी जो हम रोल देखते हैं वो रहा है. Despite the target of 25% set a few years ago, तब भी हमने stagnation कहीं ना कहीं देखा है. करंट सपोर्ट मेजर्स हम क्या ले रहे हैं, तो प्रोडक्शन लिंक्ड इंसेंटिव हम प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, इंपोर्ट सब्स्टिट्यूशन स्कीम्स प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं जैसे कैनलाइजेशन, टैरिफ वॉल्स, नॉन टैरिफ बैरियर्स प्रोवाइड करना. न्यू मिशन जो है वो फोकस करेगा ऑन एंड ऑन ईज एंड कॉस्ट ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस के ऊपर, प्रिपेयरिंग अ फ्यूचर रेडी वर्क फोर्स, तो स्किल डेवलपमेंट, अपस्किलिंग एंड रीस्किलिंग के ऊपर. फ्यू कंट्रीज का भी एग्जांपल लिया गया जैसे कि चाइना, जापान, साउथ कोरिया, थाईलैंड, मलेशिया. दे हैव हाई टेक मैन्युफैक्चर, they have become high tech manufacturing leaders by investing in quality trade infrastructure and also by skill development. So we must be focusing upon incentivizing the manufacturing sector through custom duty reduction on the inputs and also capital goods for the critical aspects, simplifying the tariff structure, increasing the certainty through measures ताकि इन्वेस्टमेंट भी हम इंक्रीज कर पाए. सो क्या ये बजट रिस्पॉन्सिव एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबल रहा है? सो प्राइवेट सेक्टर इन्वेस्टमेंट इट नीड्स टू बी इंक्रीज्ड. एक फिस्कली प्रूडेंट अप्रोच की तरफ हम चल रहे हैं. गवर्नमेंट एम्स टू ग्रेजुअली रिड्यूस द debt to GDP ratio to 50% by financial year 2031. CapEx spending, it remains stable. Personal income tax relief are expected to grow the consumption. So lower fiscal deficit is also allowing for fiscal management for easing the excessive borrowing. Is it really living up to the expectations? Expectations regarding employment sector, regarding MSME, regarding economic stability. So government is also focused upon the employment intensive sectors. स्पेशल अटेंशन दिया गया ऑन सेल्फ रिलायंट इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसीज एंड एमएसएमई सेक्टर को, स्किल डेवलपमेंट के ऊपर, जॉब क्रिएशन के ऊपर, इमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज वर आल्सो इन द फोकस. गिग इकोनॉमी will also be boosted. Social security will also be provided to the gig workers via the digital ID. We are also focusing upon the infrastructure, broadband connectivity, nutrition. सो डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स हम बोल सकते हैं जिसके ऊपर हम फोकस कर रहे हैं. भारत नेट भी उसमें इम्पोर्टेंट हो जाता है. टेक्नोलॉजी के फील्ड में हमने देखा कि हम आईआईटीज की कैपेसिटी को भी इंक्रीज करने की बात कर रहे हैं, साथ ही साथ कैसे टेक्नोलॉजी को भी करिकुलम के साथ हम जोड़ पाएंगे. देन डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट जो फॉरेन एजुकेशन है फॉर द मिडिल क्लास स्टूडेंट्स, क्या उसको हम और ईज कर सकते हैं, तो उसके ऊपर भी हमने रिलैक्सेशन प्रोवाइड किए. देन इंश्योरेंस के लिए बहुत सारे सेक्टर्स में जो सीलिंग था फॉर द फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट, इट हैज आल्सो बीन इंट्रोड्यूस्ड फॉर 100%. सिंप्लीफिकेशन की हमने बात की फॉर केवाईसी नॉर्म्स अंडर अ न्यू स्कीम. bilateral treaties for making FDI more user friendly. So different एस्पेक्ट्स हैं एंड जो कि इम्पोर्टेंट हो जाते हैं. देन ऑल्सो वी आर बेसिकली लेइंग द रोड मैप फॉर रेसिलियंस एंड मोर रिफॉर्म्स फेस्ड अप्रोच की तरफ हम बढ़ रहे हैं. एंड कंज्यूमर डिमांड के ऊपर भी हम फोकस कर रहे हैं कि क्वेश्चन भी उठाया गया दैट हाउ डज द बजट इट एक्सेलरेट्स द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ग्रोथ एंड द एम्प्लॉयमेंट. सो वी आर बूस्टिंग द डिस्पोजेबल इनकम थ्रू टैक्स कट्स. कंज्यूमर स्पेंडिंग को इंक्रीज कर रहे हैं, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर ग्रोथ भी हम सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं. मोर इन्वेस्टमेंट इज देयर इन द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड सप्लाई चेन एफिशिएंसीज. We are focusing upon more investments in the digital sector also for digital technology, for smart manufacturing. So higher demand for the consumer growth, consumer goods and services is the focus. And the focus is also on domestic manufacturing to reduce the import dependency. So government it focuses on the long term tax reforms. Direct tax revenue is also in the focus. We also need to simplify and address the compliance index. So monetization of the government assets for the fund infrastructure, which is in focus. Private sector led economic growth is the focus. More predictable tax policies will be the implication that which will be encouraging the foreign investments also. Then macro stability and growth trade-off. So India is also prioritizing reforms, जैसे कि which will be driving specifically the private investments instead of fiscal stimulus. So government does not have fiscal space for large-scale stimulus spending. Reforms are also necessary to create an environment that attracts the private capital. So sector spending is gradually being reduced in favor of the market-driven growth. So tax to GDP ratio it remains at 12%. जो कि ये भी signal करता है that there is need for better tax compliance. Fiscal deficit target भी previous year से lower standard पे set किया गया है, that is 4.4% of the GDP for financial year 26. So FDI policies और ट्रांसपेरेंट होनी चाहिए. टैक्स कंप्लायंस की बात की गई. सिंप्लीफिकेशन इज इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म ग्रोथ एंड इंडिया इज बेसिकली फोकसिंग अपॉन ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस ऑल्सो. देन क्या हम ग्रोथ एंड प्रूडेंस को बैलेंस कर पा रहे हैं सस्टेन ग्रोथ के लिए? सो इंडिया हैज टेकन अ pragmatic approach for balancing the spending and debt reduction. जो कि टैक्स कट से हम देख सकते हैं, डेट टू जीडीपी रेशियो से देख सकते हैं, कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर से देख सकते हैं, दैट रिमीन्स एट 11.2 लाख रुपीस. एमएसएमई के ऊपर हम फोकस कर रहे हैं थ्रू क्रेडिट एक्सपेंशन, पॉलिसी सिंप्लीफिकेशन, अपस्किलिंग एंड रीस्किलिंग, providing a more inclusive ecosystem for entrepreneurship, for self-employment. Then budget also presents a long-term vision for the India's economic transformation. India is at a defining moment where long-term economic policies they will be shaping the future of the country. We are focusing upon three main aspects, that is MSME, employment, and also infrastructural growth. ये तीन key important components है for driving the development. And जो shift है towards ease of doing business and tax rationalization ताकि प्राइवेट इन्वेस्टमेंट को इंकरेज किया जा सके, दैट ऑल्सो बिकम्स इम्पोर्टेंट. तो सिटीज एज ग्रोथ हब्स इनिशिएटिव एम करता है टू मेक द अर्बन सेंटर्स द न्यू इकोनॉमिक इंजन्स. देन अ बिग स्टेप टुवर्ड्स विकसित भारत, क्योंकि मेक इन इंडिया को भी हम प्रमोट कर रहे हैं. वी आर ऑल्सो एक्सपेंशन expanding the opportunities for rural and the urban areas. We are also aiming to improve the India's competitiveness in the global economy. We are focusing upon ease of doing business reforms, tax rationalization, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर के लिए भी एक्सपोर्ट प्रमोशन पॉलिसीज हम लेके आ रहे हैं. तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट कुछ फैक्ट्स हो जाते हैं. हम बोल सकते हैं कि एक प्रो बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट क्रिएट होगा दैट विल बी अट्रैक्टिंग मोर फॉरेन इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड मोर इंडस्ट्रियल ग्रोथ. देन RRR ऑफ रिफॉर्म, resilience and roadmap for the growth. So regulatory reforms, industrial resilience and clear growth roadmap. ये तीन चीजें हैं जो हम इस बजट से बोल सकते हैं दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर defining the India success. Tax policy rationalization becomes important for simplifying the compliance for the businesses. Resilience building strategies becomes important for the economic shocks. एंड डोमेस्टिक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एंड इनोवेशन को इनकरेज करने के लिए भी जरूरी हो जाता है. सो डिजिटल इकोनॉमी इन्वेस्टमेंट्स टू बूस्ट द एम्प्लॉयमेंट एंड एफिशिएंसी. We are also focusing on expanding the logistics and transport infrastructure. So long term economic stability के ऊपर हम focus कर रहे हैं and we are also promoting agriculture as the engine for rural prosperity. Soil health, irrigation, different varieties of seeds, climate adaptive farming technologies. So new research programs की भी हम बात कर रहे हैं for sustainable agricultural policies. Farm to market linkage को हम कैसे और improve कर सकते हैं. We are also encouraging the technology integration, startup ecosystem को हम focus कर रहे हैं in the rural sector also, rural areas also. So agrotech startups will be helping. Digital platforms will be providing a one-stop solution for the farmers. So it will be helping us to basically create a more resilient agricultural sector, which will be protected against the economic disruptions. It will be driven by technology-driven technologies. लॉन्ग टर्म फूड सिक्योरिटी के ऊपर हम फोकस करेंगे, फूड प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट्स के ऊपर भी हम फोकस करने वाले हैं. तो ये कहीं ना कहीं दिखाता है कि लॉन्ग टर्म डेवलपमेंट जो है, बजट एक स्ट्रॉन्ग फाउंडेशन ले डाउन करता है फॉर विकसित भारत विजन. It is basically balancing the fiscal prudence with economic expansion, जो कि एक की चैलेंज अभी भी रहता है. सो रिफॉर्म जो है इन बिजनेस रेगुलेशन, MSME, एग्रीकल्चर, एजुकेशन, टेक्नोलॉजीज, it will be shaping the India's economic trajectory and it will be helping India to drive global competitiveness. So that is all for today. We have completed and thank you so much for learning and sharing with Ansarkari. Keep watching and keep learning.